Hey Simmers, I'm Erin, I play The Sims, and you are watching the next episode of Let's Build a Story. Last episode, we got our Richards moved in, and they are now enjoying this backyard that we went ahead and built. They are building a treehouse. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see which one they land on. Everybody is just chilling out. We've got Jaden, who's watching everybody, Malik, who I continue to call Miguel. I'm so sorry, Malik. We have Darrin, who's leading the charge, and Luz, who's really helping her dad with that hammer. So we've got, of course, we have Dog here, who I am going to be naming based off of the suggestions that you guys made. So let's get on into build mode, and I will update you guys. Just kidding, you guys. We are in Cass. We need to update Dog's name. So, Alley Cat, you had a great suggestion, and a couple of you really liked the suggestion. You guys had amazing name suggestions. So I'm going to be popping these up on the screen right now. All of them would have been outstanding, and thank you so much for giving feedback for that. You should all be very proud. It was such a hard choice, but I think we're going to go with Firefly. Because Alley Cat said that Luz means light, and it just seemed like he's such a big tough guy, but to Luz, he's just this big old teddy bear. To the entire family, he's just this big old teddy bear. So why wouldn't a child name their dog Firefly? Something akin to light. Maybe he lights up her world a little bit. And fireflies are pretty, and she loves her dog. And it doesn't matter if he's a boy dog. His name is Firefly. I think that is absolutely perfect. I love the story with that. This is also a good opportunity to show you his traits. He is friendly, he is loyal, and he's a little bit of a troublemaker. So he's, Luz has some training to do. Really, Darrin has training to do, but Luz also has to learn some training. Yes, here we are, guys, in build mode with our half-done treehouse. It's looking so good. Like, these kids are going to have an outstanding life with Darrin. Darrin is making sure it is his top priority to invest in these kids. I think it really heals his heart on a lot of levels. So let's get into it. There are a couple of changes that I do want to draw your attention to. First, when I was editing, I realized that I shoved this too far back. So this is the full dollhouse now that we can see. Secondly, these columns, oh, there we go. Okay, perfect. So these columns out here, I just didn't like them being red. So I made them brown to match the windows. And same thing with this railing. The railing just looked weird red when the columns weren't red. So they're brown and white. It's the backyard. Nobody is curb appealing it. You guys also had a sweet idea with this foliage out here. Sarah Van Orden had just an outstanding idea that Mama Laveau is really responsible for getting the community together to upkeep this for Darrin, to work on its curb appeal a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit wild as it grows, but definitely all of the variety of flowers is something that has to be kept up. You guys had the idea that maybe the first time it happened, Darrin noticed and smiled, and he knew exactly who it was. It was Mama Laveau. I honestly think that he and Mama have a very close relationship. He never really, in my mind, just bonded with the folks that fostered him. I don't think that they were mistreating him. I think some were better than others. But as I get this floor plan together, I do want to talk a little bit about that. I do have my reference images up on a screen on this side, so if I keep looking off screen, that's what I'm doing, just as a reminder. And I talk with my hands, so if you hear me clinking into something, it is this cute little mug that my son and my husband, one of my sons and my husband got for me. It's so nice when your family understands you. So I'll be sipping on lukewarm coffee as I'm doing this as well. So I imagine that this is Darrin's bedroom. It is quite big, but it's going to have to be, I think, when you take into account what it is he wants to be doing. He wants to prep himself for teenagers, and that's going to be super important to him. I imagine also that this is his laundry room. This would make a nice bathroom area. Darrin has had to get very inventive with what to do with the space that he has. This is actually going to be another bedroom, and it's actually going to be a 4x4 room. I just realized that this means that it won't have any windows, so we're going to have to be very, very meaningful with the lighting on this. This is another bedroom. And this is going to be a 4th bedroom. Could be bedroom, could be office, you know, one of those things. It's a 4th room. Of course, we're gonna get some lighting out here just to see what it is we are doing. This will be replaced with different lighting in each room, but for now, we wanna make sure that we can see. So I'm going to be just putting in a couple of lights. Perfect, so there's our bare bones of a floor plan. This is going to be the only bathroom, you guys. So it's not uncommon in older houses. They had to really work plumbing in when the house was built, you know, pre-plumbing, pre-electricity. They have to sort of engineer around it. Let's get some doors in so that we have nice reference points. There isn't going to be a whole lot of like uber nice decorations or like uber nice ornamental doors, things like that. It's just not the priority in a house like this. A priority in a house like this is making it work for modern convenience. I think we'll put a doorway right there and then one into Darrin's room. Let's move this over. Oh yes, I love it. Okay, perfect. So I did tell you last time that we're going to be working on this great room. I envision this being a little kitchen. This is going to be a family dining area. And this, of course, is the front room, the family room. I think I'll use this wallpaper from Base Game. It's got some nice baseboards, some crown molding. It looks very classic without looking overdone. And let's take a look at some flooring. I think we're going to do probably wood flooring in here. And I think I'm going to use this wood flooring from, I think it's the Spooky kit, something like that. It has a pumpkin on it. It's not the newest stuff. And I like that. I'd like to think that maybe this is original flooring. And it's been sort of kept up, sort of not throughout the years, depending on the owner. But he's managed to save it, mostly because of cost. Who knows, maybe he'll carpet it one day. Maybe he will redo the flooring. But right now, it's just not a priority. It still holds up on that stone foundation. There are no big holes in it. We're fine. Let's make a start on this living area. It is Willow Creek, so definitely the paranormal pack is going to have a lot to do with this house. But packs like Parenthood, Growing Together, Cats and Dogs, Laundry Day, those kinds of things are going to be so intertwined in this. If you haven't caught on to it, I tend to think that almost every family can have a pet. I think it's a really great way to be able to tell a little bit more about a family and their personality based on what kind of pet they have or would own. Now I am going to pull out this absolutely beautiful set from Paranormal. I'm not sold 100% on what color I'm going to be using yet. And you know what? I might even place that on a quarter tile. Yeah, I think that's about perfect for what I'm going to be doing. I also love the Book Nook kit. All the items just look so comforting, so we may be visiting that a little bit in this save. I'm going to pull this out in a matching swatch. I do think that Darrin was able to get a matching furniture set. I think his style is more than likely something very comforting and familiar to what he grew up with. So I think he bought this set on purpose. This was probably something that was new and that he really liked and is quite proud of himself for doing. He sort of likes that mod style, or I'm sorry, that 70s style a little bit, because that's what he saw in some of the foster homes that he grew up in. Book Nook is going to have our side table and coffee table. Now, I've alluded to it a little bit before, but I don't think that Darrin necessarily got mistreatment in the houses that he was in. And I mean, thank goodness, right? Nobody wants that for a kid. He just didn't make a familial connection. He had foster siblings, I think, that he really connected with, but not from a parental standpoint did he find anybody that was like, yes, I want to be part of this family. In modern day state adoption and like family placement services, the child's opinion is very important. So it isn't that he wasn't grateful. He definitely is, but he just never felt that connection. Maybe there was, some worry about him having an attachment disorder, something like that. But through counseling, he was able to overcome it. And it pushed him. He wanted to be able to provide that for his own foster kids. And so he just decided, like, hey, no matter who comes in, I'm going to make sure that they know that they're my priority. And I'm going to be very intentional about connecting with them. Okay, yes, I think I'm liking this quite a bit. Let's go to cats and dogs, and we're gonna pull out that cats and dogs rug because I absolutely love her. This is such a nice, I had this sort of rug in my house when I was a kid, so I think I attribute it more to normal, just usual houses, right? Nothing super fancy. It's just normal. So we've got these couches here, and they may, when I get everything in, these couch swatches may change. So don't get too attached to them quite yet. Alrighty, I think this is going to be the bookshelf that I'm gonna go with here. We're just gonna pop it right up next to the hallway. They're trying to maximize and use all the space that they can. I think originally Darrin had just this space to work with. It was like a traditional kind of shotgun house or Creole cottage house. And then he added on the area that would be his side porch and his backyard. He added on the area that would be his side porch and bedroom. I think we're going to go with this TV stand here. From the kids' room kit. This is just a base game bookshelf that's made for kids. I love this. I think that this would be front and center in his house. It's got some little games on the side. We've got little stuffed animals. I think that's absolutely perfect. I love the story that it tells. And TVs don't fit every family, but they definitely fit Darrin's household, the Richards. You know that they've got kids shows going all the time. Sometimes kids are watching them, sometimes they're not. And then I think I'm going to put a standing lamp up in this corner. Maybe not that swatch. Maybe we go with, ooh, I like this. I like this quite a bit. We're going to get her standing there. He's got to move in his own lighting. There's not a whole lot of windows outside of what's on the front. So the side windows are pretty small. They don't let in a whole lot of natural light, especially with all of the room rejigging that he had to do. All right, so I've pulled out some items that we're going to be using to decorate this front room. I think very first, I'm going to go ahead and grab and just pull you into the corner. Does that clip? It doesn't. Okay, lovely. I don't want to mess with the functionality of this door, so I'm going to be trying to move in these little toys here so that it doesn't really mess with it. But he's got a little toy area. I would like to think that this is probably from when his kids were very small. Jaden is not potty trained yet, so we've got little diaper station here, right front and center. This is undoubtedly, this is actually rather big, so I'm going to size it down one. This is undoubtedly something that he got for Father's Day from Luz and from Malik. I'm wondering what swatch I should do. I like this one, actually. I really like this one. We're going to be doing that. Darrin understands the importance of kids and books, so he's got all manner of books. I would imagine that he is absolutely fine. He'll get you a graphic novel if you want. He'll get you a comic book. He'll get you a chapter book. He'll get you pop-up books. So long as you're reading, he knows how important that was for him as an escape when he grew up. I like these little toys that are just sort of scattered everywhere. I think that's really cute. We're going to be probably popping this one on the bookshelf. And we need to make sure, listen, kids have snotty noses and we need stuff close. So we've also got a little crafting area. I would imagine that Luz is very into art. She's a social butterfly. She's outgoing, but I think that she likes to be creative with her dad too. We've also got these from Growing Together. So before the save file releases, those are going to be filled with pictures of Darrin and his littles. Oh, I love this, guys. It's becoming so cute. I need to get another light up here, so let's do that. Let's do some ceiling lights. Actually, I thought better of it. Let's do a fan instead. This is Willow Creek. It is so warm. You need to keep that air moving, spinning, so that it cools down a little. Feel like I kind of want to center it. Right now it's centered on the room. Would they have done that? I think so. Which is why he's got these other two lights in here. There wasn't really a priority put on lighting. They do have outlets, so he's got this little lamp that he plugs in. He's got this little side lamp. In this back area, let's go ahead and get some little activities for the kids to do, I think. I'm going to be pulling out this toy chest. I think Jaden really appreciates this. And this needs so much space, but I think that Darrin would have it. So we're going to allot that. I hope it's functional, but since there is Jaden and the other two kids, this should be something that they can use, because I understand that kids, I think, have to help toddlers with this. I don't quote me on that. So we've got a nice little behind the couch area here. Let's get some curtains up. Because I know the color of curtains that I want to use in the rest of the house, or in the rest of the front room, and which curtains I want to use, I'm going to be using these ones. They are base game ones. They're very versatile. I love them so much. And they don't look super, I don't know, super bougie. Like, they just look like normal curtains, which I really appreciate quite a bit. They've got some blue curtains hanging up in their living room when they don't want all that bright sun shining in. They don't have to have it. They can draw it for privacy. This isn't centered over these. Oh, I don't like how these snap here because there's this big gap, but you know what? I think that sort of makes sense. So we've got some nice curtains. Oh, you guys, it's shaping up just fine. I want to take a look at these swatches, make sure that I don't love anything else. I certainly want this to be patterned. I just don't know how. Certainly not white. White would not work in this house. He's got young kids here. He does not want to stress them out. Maybe black wouldn't be bad. Like maybe a nice black couch with that cute blue throw. No, I think I like this burgundy. I know I said that I wanted something that was patterned, but yeah, I think we're going to go with the nice solid burgundy. We've still got a nice bright rug. We've got some yellow in there, little pops of color, you know? All right, so that is the living room done. Let's go ahead and pop on over to this kitchen. I'm excited to get into this with you guys. I don't know about you, but I think a kitchen, especially in The Sims, is defined by her counters. So let's start there. I love parenthood. Parenthood and growing together are going to shine in this build. Let's leave a space here for a sink. That you don't go there. Thank you. Sink here. I think we'll do an oven here and a nice fridge here. I also want a kind of a bar coming out. So we're almost going to make this a galley kitchen. I want this swatch perfect. Right out from the wall. And I think we'll do a nice end piece here. Quite love this. Let's get our sink in right underneath our little window. I love windows above sinks in The Sims. I think it's just nice. If you got to do your dishes anyway, might as well be looking outside, right? The growing together oven is where it's at for me. Like I said, Darrin isn't broke. Darrin is financially secure. Darrin just doesn't waste his money, or he views it, I think, as a waste of money if it's not on his kids. So he makes sure that he has really solid items, but if it works, he's not going to mess with it too much. He went ahead and sprung for this fridge and oven set because he doesn't want to be bothered with replacing it, okay? Like, he wants it to be one and done. He's got a full warranty on these bad boys. Next up, let's put in some cabinetry. We're not gonna go overboard here, but he does need some good storage options. He's got some down below. He needs some up above. Ooh, I forgot the oven hood. Certainly need that. Lovely. Okay, so we've got ourselves all cabineted in. And that front swatch will work perfect on the Growing Together oven hood. Ooh, I'm loving this. Now, question, would there be a tiled backsplash on this? I'm thinking so. Now, better question, Parenthood or Home Chef Hustle? That's actually kind of cute and rustic. The only reason that I wouldn't want it is because this is such a stark difference in the color from the rest of the house. So maybe that's not going to be our winner. Unfortunately, it's so cute, but it's got to blend well if it's going to work. Alrighty, so this is what I've come up with. I think we're going to do this nice splash of blue just around the kitchen area. I'm sorry, around the stove area. I would imagine that he's going to be, you know, he cooks sauces and stuff. Parents cook a lot of spaghetti for their children. Things that get saucy and can splatter, so we've got some tile back there. I've gone ahead and put like just a little privacy window. If he wants to look out, he can move it to the side, you know. Let's get out some nice Parenthood seating. I really love these little bar stools. I think they're so cool. We'll only put about 3 of them out for the kids and for Darrin at this point. And he needs a trash can. I love the one from Growing Together. I love that it is covered. I think that makes a lot of sense. In a kitchen, you don't want, you know, your kitchen garbage to smell nasty, especially while you're cooking and where you're going to be eating. So nice covered trash can is the perfect idea. I'm going to go ahead and pull out some clutter items, and I will be back in just a minute. Alrighty guys, all sorts of bits to be able to place everywhere. First and foremost, I think Darrin really lives by this calendar. He needs to assign curfews, he needs to assign chores, he needs to know which kids go and where after what school activity, all of that. We also need a smoke alarm. And that's very, very important. In a kitchen like this, he is a mindful pop. So he's got his knives up and away from kids. Same with his spices. His spices are up away from the counter because he does not want kiddos going in and just knocking spices down. They're up and away. He's also going to have his cutting board right here, just leaned up against the back of his kitchen. Dad has some cookbooks out here. Oh, we need to find a spot for this bread box. I think this bread box is close to his heart. He's not a terribly handy sim, but having kids, he's always trying to find something to do with them, especially with technology. It's hard to compete with that. So he just bought a bread box at his local like hobby store and some paints and just let him go. Let him have it. So that's the story of this bread box. Let's get his cooking utensils up here so that he can cook with them when he needs to. Nothing matches, but that's okay. I'm gonna put this dish drying rack up on this counter. It will make this counter unusable for food prep, but you know what? They've got all of this space here to be able to use, so it won't be that big a deal. I think we'll put the paper towels over here. I might switch these. Well, no, that makes actually more sense for it to drain onto the dish or drain into the sink. I might pop it over here if I can. It won't cooperate with me. Let's see if we can do this instead. Aha, there we go. Perfect. That looks exactly the way that I want it to. Dad always has fresh fruits for the kids, fresh fruits and veggies to be able to grab. So we'll put that right out next to the fridge. And he likes his cookbooks to be able to do with. Maybe he's not the most confident cook. He Googles quite a lot of things, but he likes to have a cookbook there with him. And I just thought these little barbecue sauces were cute. I think he really likes barbecuing with his kids. There we go. That's nicer placed. I think they can still eat on this counter. Actually, I don't want to chance it. So we're going to get rid of the cookbooks. It's just a lot of extra stuff. He wants to keep a good eating spot. Next, you guys, is the little family dining area. Curtains that I'm going to be grabbing are actually another base game set. very much like these. It's sort of a classical sort of bump out window. So I think he went more classical with the drapery. It makes him feel nice and fancy to be able to do so. So more power to him. We're going to Parenthood to grab our table. I love that this has pretty much the same color scheme going on as our cabinets do. Parenthood again is where we're going to be grabbing our chairs. He got these as a matching set. Makes him feel very adult, very ready for the kiddos. Maybe he didn't always have this stuff, but he's built up to it, I do not typically enjoy playing with high chairs, but I think a house like this would have it. So this is Jaden's little high chair, and any child that comes after him that might need it has a high chair to be able to sit up with everybody. I wonder if I can move this back a little. I think I can. I think that should fit just beautifully. I think your Sims should be able to get around the whole place. Parenthood and growing together again are going to be stars for us. This is a little organizational plaque, kind of what we did in Summer's room, but this is for keeping track of all the kids' scores or chores, pardon me. And maybe they get assigned different ones each day, and that's what these little slots are for. I love these little crafts, and I think that Dad would definitely put up anything that his children did. I wonder what swatch we're going to be using. I love this one. Absolutely love this. Maybe one of the kids did it in school. This wall definitely begs like a family montage. Like maybe this is their family picture, and then this is each of the little kids. I love that. Let's switch the swatch, say that 5 times fast, to this dark blue or dark brown one here. Oh, I love that. You know what? I forgot lighting. Very nearly forgot lighting. So let's fix that. In the kitchen, we are going cats and dogs. I love this for kitchen lighting. It just seems so, I don't know. It just seems like a good kitchen light to me. So let's see if there's a swatch that I like better. I do really like this one. Yeah, I think we'll go with that second one that I chose. And I would love to do this high school years lighting in the dining room. Can that support its own? Not really. That gets much darker than I would be comfortable with. So we'll just do our trick when you have bb.move objects on, and we'll put the little saucer light inside of the high school years light, and that should be beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I feel like this begs for a rug over here, but part of me feels really silly putting a rug underneath a dining table, especially with kids, because stuff is gonna fall, stuff's gonna drop, and we're not gonna want to sit here and pick it up. But what I can do is take this little cats and dogs half circle rug and put it out here to wipe your feet. Speaking of which, I think the For Rent pack, she is specifically a welcome mat if you want to look here. So that's, I really like that actually. We don't have literally any front porch furniture because Dad's just trying to keep all the kids inside or out in the backyard. He's not trying to encourage them to go out on the street right now. I'm still wanting to put rugs in everywhere, even though I know it's not practical. Do you guys ever argue with yourself? It's a lot of brown and I'm wanting to break it up. I keep trying different rugs and they look cute, but then the parent in me or the person that has spent time around young children in me, this isn't a parent thing, just knows that this would be a nightmare. So we're gonna leave it. Guys, we are done with this front room. I think it looks very lived in. I think it looks like it is a house that is practical for kids. And I am really pleased with myself. Let's take a look and see how they're enjoying it. All right, everybody, they are just getting settled in. We have Jaden and Malik talking, goofing around. Dad is going to be making these kiddos some grilled cheese. I think that's a really great lunchtime snack. And little Miss is setting the table. So guys, while they are just enjoying the first part of their house, come back next week for some of the kids' rooms we'll be giving them a bathroom, which they desperately need because everyone's starting to need to go potty. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this part. I hope that you guys are liking what you are seeing. I want to hear you guys' ideas about how the rooms are divided up per kid, what would be in their rooms, that kind of stuff. So I cannot wait to get started next week on these guys' rooms, really personalizing them. I hope you are all having a great day, a great week, and I will see you next time.